Hi, Greg. He's counting. 20, 25, 27, 30. No. Oh, darn. Okay, no, I'm extremely late. Distracted by wool yarn, maybe? Yeah, you might be right. That is a thrift store. Fine, I will show you about. No, I might have to, yeah, I might have to move the stream back 30 minutes if I get one more week like this. We will find out. But until then, oh, I got a last minute question right before I left. But I will show you what I made before we go outside. This is all the new wool we got down here. And I did a test sample with it, but I didn't have time to bring it out, but it looks quite cool. Those are all natural sheep color, those ones there, but they're very thin. So I ended up doing finish 2 plus 3 with it, which is 3 loops behind the thumb, 2 on my thumb in the front. But this is what I made today. Well, these I made a couple of weeks ago. I forgot about these little pouches. They're just with leftover. This is leftover Blona. This is some of that reclaimed wool that I ripped up from a sweater. And this one I made this week. Fat wool. This is actually Lopi. It's barely spun, but it worked. Just have to pull very carefully. And these I made today, or this week, wrist warmers. It looks kind of greenish there, but it's brown. It's made with, they're plant dyed with walnut. And one shade was a bit darker than the other. So they're supposed to look like wrist warmers. Let's see if I can get one on. Ta-da! And they're a spiral, so you can see it starts one there and one there on that end. I made these top down. I don't know why I've started doing them top down lately, because I always swore I was going to do them bottom up. I might have shifted sides there. Oh, that's me in the back, by the way, playing with the sheep. And there we have drop spindles that Runa made, which is always kind of fun. And there we have the colors that some of the plant dyed wool that Lila did. This is woad, and I forget what else it was that got purple in it. I think it was the copper pot, but for some reason it got a little purpley. This is some of the new woad. Some woad from last year. It's a light color, but if you look closely, there's splits.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
And the ballet also? Yeah. What time is it?
Yeah. And then these,
10 o'clock. 10 till 6.
you can see they look much greener now than they did, but that was the picture I showed last week. That one she used indigo, and actually it's the wrong color in front of that one. Indigo and tansy to get that color. Then that one I made, and this one was a plant dyed color. The other two are not. And that one is the red one. Hello! Okay, so now I've done my babbling on the way out the door, and I'm bringing my wool with me. So you gonna come join us after, Greg, or do you have to go inside?
Don't know yet.
Okay, now, Greg will come and join us if he can. Karl's with a guiding group, so he'll come out if he can. This was the hat that I made to go with it, by the way, which is hard to see, but it's also the same. It's the same wool. It's just two very similar shades together, so I kind of like that it made a little texture. So it's not obvious to the world that it's striped. Okay, so we're gonna walk to the fjord, and you can tell me what you've been up to this week. Thank you. So I got a lot done. It's just that I always seem to get a question at 5 o'clock or 5:15. It's a little noisy out here. There's the famous one-stop shopping in Gudvangen, everything you need. Postage, alcohol. Oh, these we have to show off. We'll go a little slow so I don't make you sick. Check out the shields that Runa and Louisa made to decorate the outside of our building with. And they're quite solid too. Probably got diners wondering why I'm filming them. Those look quite cool. They're huge. So now maybe we'll know that we're a Viking village. I'll turn around and go this way. Hey, hi. Look, I combed my hair today. So yeah, no, I got a question right before. There was some some local people, but they're actually from Lithuania, wanted to know if we wanted linen in the store. Yes, we do, and we can sell them on commission, but they have to be handmade. But yes, they have handmade linen. So one thing we get a lot of people, mostly British, I don't get it, they want tea towels. Do you know what tea towel is? Because in the United States, I'm pretty sure we call those dish towels. So she can embroider some dish towels out of linen, and I think that'll be a lot of fun. Okay, now I can look this way again so we don't get too many tourists on. There's the kayak center that's still trying to finish the roof. Apparently the roof was made to, the peat up there wasn't layered enough, so it all started sliding down the roof, so they'd get like a big clump of peat at the bottom and not much at the top, so they're redoing it. You can get a better view there of how it all slid down. There should be like a shelf system in there. Okay, you can't see crap from here, but I'm trying. There. Okay, let's go to the fjord. Tea towels made from linen, writes Raymond, and there it is. It used to be a huge industry in Ireland. I think they collect them. It's like Americans collect silver spoons and thimbles. These ones collect tea towels. And I thought, well, I could try. Oh, I guess we're getting a playground. This is new. I thought they were joking when they said playground because it was just a couple of tables. So if you're tired being Viking, you can get your swing on. This is quite cool. And just to put things into perspective, this wonderful play area that's being made, more north of Sight Rock, by the way. That's your backdrop. Viking village and swinging area. That will look interesting. Oh, you can see what the roof on the Kayaker Center is supposed to look like when they're done. But I don't know if you can see it, but it's much thicker along the bottom because it's all sliding down. So they have to have like a little wedge in there to keep all the peat from sliding down when it rains. So it's very thin up there on top, but it's quite thick there at the bottom. It's a little hard to see, but if you look at it kind of from a side angle. So yeah, I figure if I'm late or rushed one more time next week, then we might push it to 6:30. I think Saturdays still work out though. So usually my boss lets me take 15 minutes early, but lately I haven't had, she lets me still, but I just haven't had time. Because there's usually something that comes up, or a store, or in the store, something that I get to answer, no one else can, and I'm a sucker for, I can do it, I got all the time. We still have snow coming down. I'm in what Norwegians would call a tidsoptimist, which means time optimist person. Time optimist, I guess. I like the word though, tidsoptimist, which always means I think I have more time than I do. We've had a really hot week, but I guess we're gonna get one more cold snap any day now, and then I think we're done. Meanwhile, in US, tornadoes. Lots of them, I guess. You've already had like 400 tornadoes in the entire year, and so far this year, which is double what you get in a whole year. I've been listening to CNN. Okay, so we're coming out to the fjord because there is a big group of Americans in the village. Maybe we see some orcas today. Nah, they come out in October. I still have yet to see it though. Yeah, no, this for a backyard is nothing to complain about. I'm glad you think so too. So taking YouTube out of the village is not necessarily a bad thing. Okay, now I'm going to catch up on chat while you have this gorgeous view. You can see where the sun is already, actually I can turn around. Sun has gone down behind me. I think, no, maybe it's still up, but it's going down. Now you can see a lot more sun this way. And then, we should go look at the bridge later too. So that'll get higher and higher and higher, and then it'll be nighttime. chat. Hello, and thank you for waiting. God, I'm so sorry. I got Torben teasing me, and I send Garcia a message right away. I haven't forgot. I'm late. But the funny thing is, wait till Karl finds out that I didn't make it to the grocery store before it closed at 6 o'clock today either. Oh, there's trout in there. Or salmon, sorry. The salmon are jumping. You can see those little puddles there. There. These little puddles. That's fish. Not allowed to fish here, though, by the way. You have to go out a little bit and then fish, but not from the shore. I think it was overfishing, or the fish get a little stunned from coming into the river into this, or vice versa, because it's freshwater to saltwater. Okay, you keep watching the fish. So Torben was first. Yep, I sent him a message at like 5:56 going, I'm late. I'm working on it. And then Cheeky was, she made it second. You just beat her, Torben. The thing is, Cheeky could have been there first, but you wrote faster. So that'll pickle your brain. Which one of you was actually first? It's a war. Oh, and then Max, that was second. Max could have been second. Oh my gosh. Okay, it's very important, but I'm glad you were checking out. Let's see. I'll go back out a bit here. Fastest typing west of the Mississippi, says Torben. I can type 86 words a minute. Just so you know. The last time I tested, and that was 20 years ago. And I was 76, I think, maybe 80 when it came to Norwegian. But in English I can, so. But what's funnier is I can talk even faster. Okay, no turning again. Garcia 5th, I like that. And we're always here. And hot as hell in Loftus, says Torben. Yeah, no, it's been hot here all day too. I've been mostly in the shop though doing commissions. So we got a lot of new things in. Janneke Weiss Hansen, who is a tattoo artist, aka Viking in our village as well. She has her own parlor in Bergen. She's just dropped off a bunch of t-shirts. With new logos for her, our new pictures and prints. We also had Runa made about 20 new needle binding needles out of wood. Some with 2 eyes, some with 3 eyes, some short, some long, so a little bit of curve. Happy for everyone. Something for everyone. Greg made a whole ton of leather bracelets with Odin and things on it. Runes, anyway, painted on there. Let's see if we could look up a little bit and get more view here. Avalanching. That's the one that's mostly rock slide, though. That's the one there was a camper parked underneath there once for some stupid reason, and everybody told them, don't park your camper here. But they were only going to stop and have... Anyway, but they decided to stay there for the night anyway, and sure enough, this starts coming down. And they got out just in time, but they had to run from the camper, and they get over to the hotel here while everybody stopped and watching this thing, trying to see the noise that came down. But their camper got completely smashed up with rocks. So they ended up spending a day in the village. While they're waiting for their insurance company. I think they were from Ukraine. That was about 3 years ago, though. 2-3 years. Torben, I can type 5 pages per hour. Okay. I'm not sure if I'm impressed about that. If I didn't have to think, I could type 5 pages of nonsense. Maybe. I don't know. The thinking is the hard part, but Torben has a background as a journalist, so he's probably damn good at typing. Okay. And Torben, I want to hear about this tractor incident with an apple tree in your yard. You have to write that in there. I saw you wrote something funny on your Facebook page. There is a house in there. I would love to own that house. It looks like an island, but it's not. It's just a little peninsula. So we'll look that way while I catch up even more. Yes, and then Ramey's here, distracted by wool. Not wrong. Brood is asking if I've forgotten about you. No, I even put it 5 minutes later and I still... actually, I had a problem when posting it. I posted it and then I was going to attach a photo and in stress and realized, no, I'm not attaching a photo, I'm attaching a link. So then I changed it to attach a link and then it posted it without the link. So I had to recreate it, but it worked. When you work with jute, how do you join the yarn? I've done it a little bit. I've made some bags out of it. That's because it's really coarse and stiff fabric that you can make with it. I've actually tied knots or done now at first I started tying knots and then now I just do lazy join, which means I will overlap the wool at the joint. I wish I had some needle binding to show you right now. I take the new one and the new yarn and I go over the last movements of the previous one, kind of hold the old one back, and then continue with the new one. And then later you can just kind of tighten it up and tuck in the ends. That's the easiest way I can think of to do it with jute, because then there's no knots. And even if you make one knot with jute, you're gonna have a lot of thick knots. Let's see. Who else has done stuff with jute? I've only done bags. I should do those. I haven't done it in a long time. Shepherdess is back, by the way. Hello. And what's Karin Okra doing? I saw up there. Morning from Minnesota. We are having third winter. I heard you guys hit the record. Snowfall record. We're very proud of that in Duluth. And you're getting more snow. Haha. No, we love the snow over there. That's something, that's like a rite of passageway to complain about the amount of snow that you get. And they've just decided to stop trying to find places to put it. They're just leaving it in the road at this point, I think. Torben went bananas at Vinmonopolet today, a bunch of beers and a big bottle of hopped cider. How was it, by the way? Karl got, I got him a Vettla Bror in his calendar yesterday from Eger. He thought that one was pretty good. And then there was another one called Malta or something like that, and it was a Mexican ale. He actually thought that was good too. At least he was worried at the beginning because it was yellow. There was a lot of yellow on the can, so he thought there was going to be mango or pineapple or something, but it's okay. He survived. I did not bring him any beer right now, but I don't think he's going to catch up because that group literally came in the door 20 minutes to 6. So they're actually about 30 minutes late, and they're usually in for about at least an hour. And they brought 20 more extra people, which is okay because Karl just has to use his big boy voice then. No, we always like extra people if we have space for them. Okay, what else? We're gonna look at something else other than me trying to be blind. Tea towels are more for pretty. Writes Rhonda. Raymond, hi Rhonda, by the way. And Raymond writes, tea towels made from linen, it would be a huge industry in Ireland. I agree with you. I read that earlier, actually. Yeah, they collect them, so I don't know. We'll see what she can do. But she wanted to do something with linen, and she wanted to do bedding and things like that. But we don't really do. There's no call for bedding in our shop. Most of our customers are either coming by a cruise ship or a plane or a train, but they're driving through and they don't have room in their luggage for all that. But I was happy when she said she could do tea towels. First, we had to find out what a tea towel was. So we got the British Greg on there to check out what sizes would be correct and everything. And then Ashley's here. She's sunny and 38 in Kansas. I have a bug on me. You want to see? Name that bug. Oh, you can't see it. There. No, he doesn't want to. Oh, he flew away. Bye. Let's see. We need to look at a different view here. I'm having too much fun. Do you want to look at the rocks? There we go. We can look at down here. See if you find any fish. And Susan Youngman's here from Frankfurt. She's used the Russian join on jute. That could do, yeah, if the jute is thin enough. Otherwise, it might make a really, really thick knot. And Shepherdess is from Wisconsin, by the way. Are you near Duluth or down by Madison, maybe? I'm just asking because I'm from Duluth. Oh, and they like the hat. Thank you. Oh, I think I have another bug near my ear. There's a lot of bugs here. Let's see. Max says, I didn't know Marta Broden died a few years ago before I was even born in 1995. I kind of assumed that she was still alive and working. You know what? Actually, I kind of thought she did too. I mean, not died, but I kind of thought she was alive. I was surprised. That's too bad. But she did a lot of work. I think she was up there in her years too, if I remember. Torben, and a bottle of Scottish gin that mysteriously fell into my basket. Oh yeah, I saw you had the alcohol nicely secured into the baby seat in the back of your car too, by the way. It's very good. Oh, there's ducks out there. No, they're too fast for me. You can see the track from where it was. Screw it. I saw a crap ton of Canadian geese on the way here too. Okay, so Shepherdess is from Ashland, Wisconsin. I know where Ashland is. Yep, I'm from Duluth, Minnesota. I moved here on my 25th birthday in 1997, and I'm now 50, and I've got the jowls and the laugh lines to prove it, and the bad vision. But yep, I'm from Duluth, Minnesota. That's where I get this wonderful We can go over on the bridge over there, by the way. There, let's see. We can go up there. I'll let you look a little bit first here. Still catching up because I'm too busy babbling. There has been tornadoes even north in New Jersey. Wow, I didn't know that. That's what Cheeky wrote there. And it's too bad the playground there, but there are some nice wooden things to be put there. It's gonna look a little weird having a playground there. I don't know if I like it or not, but you know, we can't hog the whole valley with Vikings. No, I think we need a nice little playground area for kids to play, and plus people love to sit there and have picnics in here, the tourists, or people driving by too, just the Norwegians. The Norwegians, they'll pull in to Joker, fill up their gas, take a crap ton of pictures, and then they'll leave again. But it's a great, there's like some picnic spaces all along that area that I walked through here. I came just between those two buildings. So I think they need some more place to picnic too. Raymond, oh, that's right, you're working on a cardigan. I just got to see some pictures of it finally. Done about 34 rows of my cardigan so far. Still a few to go, and then I do the arm loops. How, what stitch are you doing? Because it looked kind of thin. Oh, my little bug friend is back. I saw you were doing that, and it was on Nalbinding 2.0. I think you put it on Nalbinding as well, or Nalbinding, the Facebook page. For those of you who didn't catch it, there was a little drama between Ashley and Philip, who started that page together, and or not Ashley, Kelsey. I'm sorry, Kelsey and Peyton and Philip Patton that started that page. They're getting a divorce. It got ugly. One of them is no longer admin anymore, and so they created Nalbinding 2.0. So if you see an invitation to Nalbinding 2.0, go join that one too. You can be in both. We won't judge. But a little bit of support is good. Last I checked, I think we're up to 250 on there. So that'll be fun. I'll let those guys pass by first. They were just in our shop, and then we'll go up on the bridge. Let's see. Ann Decker's here. The fjord is looking beautiful. It's calm and serene. By the way, that's the selfie spot right there in Gudvangen. If you go on Instagram and check out hashtag Gudvangen, you will see a lot of pictures are taken from right there. I think Heidi Marie took some pictures on there as well recently. Oh, I saw Heidi Lisa was here too. Runa's sister. Tried to get Runa to come and play today. We got Runa on Age of Conan, so now... Or not Age of Conan, yeah, Conan Exiles, sorry. Conan, is it Conan Exiles? I forget. Anyway, we got him playing that too now, so we're getting our geek on. All the Vikings are starting to play on Karl's server. Let's see, I'll keep reading while there's people coming over. Raymond is doing the mama stitch with 8-ply yarn. Oh my gosh. But the mama stitch is so nice, but it does take more time. Oh. So this, I don't know if you can see it very well, I have to turn it. This is one thing I could grab on the way out the door. My flea market find. Go over the grass here so you can see better. Look at it. It's like 1-ply yarn. I think it looks hand spun, but how do I know? I could either embroider with this. Let's see if I can get my finger in there. I could either embroider with it or do some really, really tight loop. But this is, it's a natural undyed yarn, I can tell that. They've set it for 50 kroner. This has got to be at least 100 grams. But there's a lot of yardage in it, so I haven't quite decided what I was going to do with it, but this thing jumped in my basket. I swear to God, I was there to donate stuff, and I ended up getting this. But I think this is what I call a treasure find. Maybe I'll plant dye it. I don't know. I can't decide. Cheeky made her first hat. Congratulations. How do you feel? Okay, we'll walk over the bridge. I have to make some more hats. We've been selling them. My mohair hat sold last week. The one I made out of red mohair yarn. It was all I had of that one, but I do have some more mohair, so maybe I'll keep doing one at a time. They are pretty thin, and you can't make any mistakes with mohair because if you pick it out, it likes to get caught up in itself. So we're going over there. You feel proud and warm. You should be proud and warm, Cheeky. That's the Fjord Hotel restaurant right over there. You can see there's like a whole side of it that's just glass and the grass roof on there. And this is where the Viking inspired rooms there. We'll see that a little bit better after. Those buildings are round for a reason. And the reason being that avalanche there. If you look on the side, all the trees are knocked forward. That's just because of the force of the wind. So the theory there is that if anything, was big enough to go over that built-up lip there, and then even over a little dip underneath, and actually hit those buildings, it would go around the building instead of pushing it sideways through. So, we still have our Christmas lights up. Why? Because we're in Gudvangen. No, because it gets dark here at night if there's cloud cover. This is also a suspension bridge. So as we get a little bit further over, we're going to be bouncing, and we'll really test the gimbal. Oh yeah, you can see it bouncing already. So the fun thing is when you get kids that walk on this bridge and they've never been on before, and you can stand in the middle and just jump and they go flying. No, they don't go flying that much, but they do get some spring in their step. Enough to make them think twice. There, now you can see the hotel and the restaurant. Oh, I still have that little bug in my... He's following me around. Either that or I took all their friends and family. And as Runa likes to point out, these bedrooms have glass windows on the ceiling so that you can lie back and watch the avalanche coming towards you. Okay. Money shot. There's the fjord. Let's see what else can I catch up on here. Oh, it's bouncing. Hey, hey. Boing, 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 boing. Shh, poor guy. He's shaking the bridge. Okay. Sporty people. Kiwi's here. I'm working on some plant-eyed light green wrist warmers. Oh, those are wonderful. Are you selling your things now, Kiwi, too, by the way? You should almost consider doing that if you haven't participated. I'm sure you have been to Viking markets. You've got all the clothing. There's a lot of people looking for needle binding out there, too. But you make so much, you should. Let's see. Who else is working on green? Anne Moreau says dark green jute is trying to turn into Billum. Billum would be good. Anne Decker's got a crap ton of pictures, by the way, of and examples of Billum. And studied that more than I did. Look who's coming! I don't have any beer. Go get your cup. It's a creepy Viking. He's not even walking with an axe. Hi, hi, Angel. We'll look this way. There's the river. How'd you get out so soon?
I'm done.
You get done so fast? Oh, we're on YouTube. Say hello.
Hello, hello.
Do green bottles count for using color of the month? Torben wants to know. Do green bottles count? Oh, you did bring your own beer! I'm seriously, I didn't think he was gonna make it, but I see he already knew I was gonna be crappy today. What kind of beer do you get in this one? Ooh, this is from the Vinmonopolet. Torben's drinking heavily today, so.
It's just barely strong enough to be there. But
No, it's 5% alcohol, I see. What's it called? Pronounce it in your...
Saint Pierre.
Saint-Pierre? Okay. So do you have to speak
kind
French?
Of depends where it's
No,
from.
Belgian.
And then I have to speak French anyway. Unless it's the Flemish Belgians.
Flemish Belgian? What is it?
I don't know. It's either French or
It
Flemish.
says Belgian Abbey beer. So nuns made that. Belgian nuns. In the Abbey, they made you beer. But only 5%. Barely enough alcohol in it to be in there. Do you want me to hold something? I'll hold your box. Okay. Let's see. Watch the pour. It's all about the pour. Already overflowing. You've earned that beer today. How many? You got like, what, 20 extra? How big was that last group? Was it like 50?
Nah. Between just a little bit north of 30, I think.
Anne says, how do you do Cal mail runs? Oh God, we might have to go in at the last half of this. I see I'm at 20% battery. How do you do? I might have to read that back a bit. Torben says, I'm drinking Ager's brand new double IPA, 9% and fantastic. How do you do Cal Mail nuns?
How do you do nuns? I'm not
I don't know. I'm
following.
not quite sure I got the question, but we will figure it out. Oh, but Anne Moreau's from Belgium. So, okay, what do you think? Anne, do you recognize this beer? Show the can. It's all about advertising, whatever the heck. No, it's not. We're not getting anything for this. It's just about getting Karl drunk. He's a cheap date. It only takes him 2 beers and he's out cold. All right, what do you think of this? Is there any matcha in it?
It foams.
It foams. It says white blanc. Turn the bottle a little, or the can. Other way. White blanche. Okay, drink. That's a lot of foam. That's a lot of foam. Can you lick your nose?
No.
No? What's it taste like? Anne says, oh help, I don't drink beer, looking it up. You know, geez, we expect you to come a little prepared, Anne. What do you think?
It's mild tasting. It's easy to drink, but why would you want to?
It's still on his nose, look at that. Doesn't seem to even bother him. You're like the malt-nosed Viking. Back off, ladies. He's mine. Do you like it, though? We'll look more at the bridge.
Nah, I'm
Then I
not
can catch
completely
up.
sold. It's too mild.
Yeah?
For lack of a better word, too girly.
Rabies! Shoot it, says Torben. And then Shepherdess writes, the only way to drink beer. Shepherdess, by the way, is from Ashland, Wisconsin, which is not very far from Duluth. Actually, I think we have 3 from Minnesota and 1 from Wisconsin now. And these are the people that speak in chat. There's others that aren't. And then Matthias, he's from Egan. Let's see. Max says, I'm working on a round start with a combination of Mammen and Oslo stitch. Oh, how are you doing that? Are you doing like every other row or every other stitch? That's kind of, I've not really played much with that and I need to learn how to do it. Do you think when you see clouds like that, do you think there's like a god up there somewhere? Or is it just, which god? It's like a, look at it, it's like, you know, you see it on every postcard in religion. This cloud.
So the hypothesis then is that the god is so moist that he just vaporizes water all around him.
I don't know. They always show a sky when they want to refer to God. Maybe it's Odin. Who knows? Okay. That beer, Karl, is good, says Albert. Albert's here, by the way. Hello. Monks, writes cheeky redhead. Oh, maybe it is monks. Maybe because it's Abby. I want nuns. Can it be nuns? Do you think they were barefoot when they...
It's beer wine, it's not wine.
No, but it could be. I have like these visions of Lucille Ball jumping around in wine, but grapes and...
Yes, because it's wine, not beer.
I want to see monks
If somebody jumps
jumping
around
up
in
and
your
down
beer, they're doing it wrong.
in a fermentation barrel. What? I like that look. That's all. It's all about that look. Yeah, Anne was saying, I tried to say male nuns. I sat over on the bench over there and I keep finding these little black bugs. They're in my... I think I just woke up the nest. Oop, we'll go this way because there's people coming. There we go. That's the old hotel, by the way. Same hotel, but old one. Those ones are a bunch of single rooms. They like little apartments. So you have your own little breakfast nook in there. You can, there's a refrigerator, kitchenette, simple amount of dishes. Then, of course, bed, seating, a little lounge area, and TV in every one of those rooms. It's quite cool. And a lot of them, I don't know if that one does, but the one right behind, not that one, but no, they do this one too, but the deck is on the other side, but you can see there's decks. They have their own little decks so they can watch the avalanches coming. Okay. So, Karl, I bought our tickets to Denmark. Are you excited? Raymond wants to know, what if, I'm sorry, we have to look at the clouds when we say this. What if God was one of us, just a stranger on the bus, trying to make his way home?
Yeah, then the question is, why is he sitting on top of a mountain vaporizing? Or maybe it's viping?
You don't know the song? What if God was one
Yes.
of us?
No, I'm...
Let's see. Nuns in the Abbey, says Anne-Marie Decker, works in the monastery generally. We should go sit back down. I'm going to play a little bit with the... Oops, I forgot. Let me just pick this up. Okay. We should... Yay! Tickets to Denmark. Yes, we did. We bought our tickets to Denmark. We'll arrive on Friday the... I don't know, it's either 25th or 26th. We'll leave the kid alone there. We'll look this way. And we will leave on Monday morning. Early, though. We have to be at the airport by 6 o'clock. I think the plane leaves at 6 o'clock, so I'll turn it this way. So just a minute. I keep dropping things. Turn it this way that we don't get the tourists. Not everybody wants to be on YouTube in front of my millions and millions of followers. What? No? You don't believe me? They're there. They're just invisible. Remember to like and subscribe. Comment. I'll answer comments one of these days. Look at the gray. This is why I need to keep wearing my hair up, by the way. Nah, I like my gray. Yours is more visible, though. So, where did you... There was a lot of Spanish people today. Yeah? We had some French. We had Spanish people that didn't speak English at all, but that was kind of fun to talk to them with my baby Spanish.
Philippines.
Should we sit at that wonderful picnic table over there in front of this wonderful... What do you think of this, by the way? Playground area right in front of a Viking village.
Well, things that are not in the Viking village, I don't really have an opinion about them.
Nah, I don't know. I'm kind of foreign. I like it, but it's going to be very modern next to very unmodern. Okay, we'll sit here so I can put the gimbal down. And let's see. Karl's in front of me, so he'll just have to be a bit louder. No, actually, if I do it this way, then Karl's kind of behind so he can hear. Okay, so we're going to play with the new yarn. I'm a half-assed Viking today, by the way. I forgot my dress. Let's see. No slide in the playground. Not yet. Apparently you get to do some chin-ups over here and a little swing there. You got one of those bins.
That looks like a slingshot.
Over. It does look like a slingshot.
If you put your kid on it and pull it hard in this direction, you can shoot him into the fjord.
You can shoot him into the fjord, or you can attack the wall of a Viking village. Okay, we're gonna try that thing out. Think we could get Greg on there?
Probably.
Sling him back. And then obviously swings there and slingshot the kids. Well, you don't want to slingshot the sheep. What do they ever do? Okay, so we're going to try this yarn. And then I've got down in here, I told Anne I totally messed up the Nashulta stitch last week. So we're going to try. This is going to be way too thin, but the yarn I was testing it with was way too thick. So why not? Look how cool this yarn is. I found 50 kroner at a flea market. I just can't help it. I was 5 minutes late making my link, and even then later than that. So we might actually have to push this to 6:30 if I don't get better. But they wanted to know if I was distracted by yarn. That wasn't quite the reason, but not the reason either, I guess. Okay, so here's this. It's really skinny, this yarn. By the way, if you don't know how to make I think most people do, but hey, let's pretend I can show you something new. So when you have your hank, you can twist this one this way and this one away. Can you pull that string down so it doesn't get stuck in there? Here, there. Sorry, wrong string. This one, it got stuck. Okay, twist, 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 twist. Oops, I almost knocked your beer. Sorry. Then you open one end and you eat the other end and you get a skein. Maybe I over twisted it. Anyway, that's how you make a hank of yarn. Okay. Where were the Norwegian 5 minutes? Oh, were they Norwegian 5 minutes? I don't know, actually. Karin, do you spin? And if not, would you like some hand spun? Oh, I'd absolutely love hand spun. I do spin. I don't have too much time for it, but that's mostly, I used to demonstrate needle binding all the time in the village, but there's so many other Vikings, or traveling Vikings that, that needle bind now. So now I do more time spinning because it's faster, and watching me needle bind is a bit like watching grandma make a sweater. You have to kind of sit there a while to see it. But spinning is almost like instant gratification for tourists to see it. So I will, I spin the wool straight off the combs instead of carding because I don't actually have historically accurate carders. Okay, so if I did this right, actually last time I started with 4, but I have to start with 5 loops. Is that right? Somebody correct me here. Nashulta, is that over 5 loops? It was like 2 on the thumb, twist the, no. Okay. Do you think I did my homework like last, I forgot, I didn't get to check last time before I left. And so then I try to do it and I screw it all up. And of course I didn't look at the video since Monday. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do 5 just for fun in case I'm wrong. This is my needle binding portion. I need a cheering section, Karl. Look on his face. Wait a minute. You don't want to be my cheering section?
I don't know what you're doing, so...
You gotta go needle binding, go needle binding.
Yeah, so it's either 5 or 6 loops.
Yeah, okay. He's not my cheering section. Oh, let's see if I can do this again. This way. We're gonna be puking here soon. Rhonda's laughing. Okay. Nope. Ah! I went on Andecker's Zoom last week to go and tell her I screwed up. Love the wool. I'm liking this. Oh, 10%. We're going to have to go inside soon and charge. Otherwise, we might get cut, but we'll be close to an hour anyway. So I believe you take the second loop from the back side, twist it, and then go over 3. 1, 2, 3 more. And then underneath like you would before. I didn't think this was going to be eating my battery this fast. Okay, but then this is where I got screwed up last time. They're still facing this way. So I ended up going through the first loop the same time over and over and over again. Can't do that. So take the back loop. I lost my, can't see through my camera here. Which stitch is still Nashulta because I screwed it up last week. Did you see that, Max? I went through the same loop over and over again and had a big loop on the back side, which is clearly not what's supposed to be. So back loop, twist, that I got right, I know that. And then 3, but it should be the 3 on the left. It's hard to see. I should have grabbed a thinner needle for this. Remember, people, I'm an expert. Okay, and then forward. Okay, so there we go. Second loop, that way, twist, and then you go through the 3 on the left. And if I don't screw this up, second loop, twist. It looks really cool. Oh, no, I think I am screwing up because I think I'm supposed to be taking these from the opposite direction again. Damn it. We'll find out. It'll be so funny if I do this 2 weeks in a row the wrong way. It's going to be the stitch that killed me. I can do it just fine when I'm watching the video. No, somebody's got to link that. That's where I learn it from. I just start differently than she does. Okay, so this is definitely too I think the worsted is better. Yep, thinner worsted bitters. Yeah, this is a little too thin, but actually this could work. But it would be still a little on the lacy side, I think. 3, twist forward. We're gonna have to go in the office area and get the charger, by the way. No, twist first, sorry, twist. How do we have people going into our door? You want to go check that out real quick, Karl?
I can do that.
They shouldn't be able to go into our village that way.
No, because I blocked it. So
Yeah. There. I might have done the same exact thing I did last week. Let's see if I have a big loop on the back here. Oh, it's the Hervding thing. Yeah, okay. No, it's they're okay to be in there. Okay. Anyway, I got my yarn caught. But let's see. Did it turn out? Nope, I did it again. There you go, Anne. This is what I did. So that's what happens when you grab the rope from the wrong side. If I didn't have less than 10% battery, I would try there, see, Anne? Look, I made a ring. Don't forget, I'm an expert. Crap's sake. The stitch was not meant to be. This is the first time I think I've screwed up a stitch, not only on the YouTube, but twice. But it's the way I'm taking the back loops. I think I'm supposed to be taking them not this way, but this way. And then I do the last 3, not the first 3. So I'm going through the same 3 loops over and over again. But isn't it pretty, people? What do you think? I should have, maybe I have to take 30 minutes. So Karl, what have we learned today?
That you should learn things before you try to teach people.
Oh my God, no, I might actually have to push it back next week. We'll see. If I'm running late, I will put a little note up or so and say that we're gonna have to start 30 minutes later so that I can actually disconnect from work. Remember, I'm an expert. I'm gonna write a book. Okay, we have to go into the village though, or into the office area because we're gonna run out of battery.
Yeah.
I like the wool. Okay, Karl, can you tell us a story?
You have to be more specific, woman.
I want to know about, let's see, Ragnar Lodbrok.
Okay.
Tell me about him, the real one, not the one in the TV series.
We don't know much about the real one.
Yeah.
Parts of his story is so far off the wall that it is, to put it mildly, unlikely to be true. The snake pit in England with poisonous snakes, his inflammable pants made out of tar. There is a lot of things that are
Inflammable pants made out of tar?
Yeah. But his sons, or the guys who call themselves the sons of Ragnar, are definitely historical people. So there is very small odds that Ivar the Boneless, Björn Ironside, and Ubba, they are very likely to have existed. And there was probably a guy that either was their biological father or somebody they considered to be their spiritual father that was had the first name Ragnar and might have been called Lodbrok. It's hard to say anything more than that for certain.
I want to hear more about the flammable pants.
Inflammable.
Inflammable
As in,
pants.
They will not catch fire because they're made out of tar. That is flammable, which makes no
Why
sense.
do you need inflammable pants when you're a Viking?
Because people try to put fire to you all the time.
And snake pits and stuff. If we lose Link, by the way, I'll just start up again.
In one of the stories, the pants made him immune to poison.
Yeah?
But that's also, there is no set of pants that make you immune to poison. That just doesn't work.
Poor guy. Okay, Lagertha. Real or fiction?
I would say most likely fiction. If I remember correctly, she is supposed to be a Valkyrie, but there are strong indications that female warriors was a thing in the Viking Age, particularly the early Viking Age. Mm-hmm. So who knows?
Oh, there's that annoying beep from the electric car thing. Okay, who's next? Rollo!
Definitely a historical person, definitely a Viking, definitely the first Duke of Normandy.
Was he Ragnar's brother?
Well, if we assume that Ragnar existed and that Ragnar is identical to the guy the French called Reginaldus, who besieged Paris in 845,
Yeah?
then Rollo, since he became Duke of Normandy in 911, it's very, very unlikely for them to be brothers. It's barely possible, but there is also no reason to believe that they were, because the sources doesn't claim that they were.
Yeah. The thing about him going to France, is that true?
Well, to become Duke of Normandy, you kind of have to go to France, so yeah.
Hey, don't bash my questions, man. It's hard to come up with this stuff. Let's see. Okay. All right, we're gonna go inside and I will get a battery and plug us in, a charger. And then I'll see what you guys have in chat. Do you have any questions for him? Come up with something better than mine. I have to try the Nashulta stitch again. I started a little late, so we technically have at least another 10 minutes. I just have to get a plug so we don't run out of battery. My messy office. That's the layout of our village, by the way. Ta-da! Okay. Hey, hey! YouTube. Okay. Can you plug that in? And this one? Oh, yeah, this one too. Who is Karl's... Oh, Chicky, it says, who is Karl's favorite god or goddess? That's a good question. Plug that in.
Instead of one of these.
Yeah, well, there's a third one, or fifth one down, fourth on the bottom, I think. I just need the other end of that one. I pulled it out and then I realized this one doesn't have a USB plug. The power.
Favorite god or goddess?
Probably Karin, that's right. That's right, Torben. I am his favorite goddess. No? You don't think so? Let's see. We'll go up a little bit. Okay. If he doesn't give his answer as Karin, he will be sleeping outside. Oh, they're not wrong. Favorite god or goddess, Karl? You're exempt from saying Karin.
To be just to be a dick about it, I would say Gaius Julius
Greg?
Caesar.
Oh, Gaius Julius Caesar.
Yep.
What kind of Viking is that?
No, but he's a god because the Senate made him a god, and we are pretty sure he actually existed, which gives him a little bit of an advance on most other gods.
Try again. Okay, let's see. There's some more in here. Why is Gangerolf called Gangerolf?
Gangerolf roughly translates to Rolf the Walker. And according to Snorri, he had that name because he was so incredibly large that when he tried to ride horses, his legs kept dragging along the ground.
I've seen his
So he just dropped riding altogether and walked everywhere instead.
Do you know what a tripod is?
Nobody said anything about the third leg.
Just a little visual for it. It wasn't that long.
How would I know? But I would think if it was, then
Inappropriate.
probably that would be what gave him his nickname, not his
So he was
sexual
Gangerolf, but
tallness.
not Tripod Rolf.
I've never heard him being called Tripod Rolf.
Damn it, it would be more fun. Okay. In modern English, flammable and inflammable are synonyms. Oh, that's good. I like that. This is Rhonda. I'm reading a little backwards. Why not wool pants, as wool is flame retardant? Good question.
Yeah.
Rock at this. Huh? Okay. Let's see. What else? I think you need to, Anne says, I think you need to take the right three, not the left three. Yep, no, it has to be. Because if I'm going through the left every time, the three on the left every time, and it does that, I'm going through the old loops. Try it again. No, I think so. So anyway, Anne, now you get to see it live. That's exactly how I screwed it up last week, only this week I have no excuse. I had a whole week to relearn it. I looked at it quickly, saw what I did. And this is why I come back week after week, writes Arlene. That was to see me mess up, right? I will need to try rings that way. You've made Edvar Grieg's wig. You are correct. I can make rings like this. See, look like... There was somebody who was needle binding with wire, actually. Maybe that was the one. Maybe that was Arlene anyway. See, I can make a ring. I don't recommend it. Maybe you can use this yarn for Russian stitch 2 + 2 + 2. Yep, I thought about that. The only well, not this one, but the other one that was a little bit thicker that we got in last week. But I didn't want to I was gonna make a hat with it as a sample anyway, but it was gonna take forever to sit there and do the Russian type stitch. More time than I had to devote to it because I just have to get hats in the store. So that's why I ended up doing the finished stitch. My favorite god is Oh God. It's the Oh God, says Torben. Needle binding with wire, is that how they made chainmail?
No.
No. You want to explain that? Although I know you're joking.
The way you make chainmail is that you make half of the rings. Apparently, you forge weld them so they're completely shut. And then the other half is made the same size, but they are forged in a way where you have an overlapping area that you can put a little rivet through. So it's as long as you're making something that is square or square-ish, it's pretty simple. Because just one ring catches 4 other rings, done deal. But as soon as you have to do something where that doesn't work, so say for instance you're connecting an arm to a chainmail, you probably need a textile lady to explain how to do that, because it just doesn't work if you're consistently going 1 in 4.
No, there's a lot of people that can do textile here, so that one I think we've got sorted. Okay, we are going to go backwards, twist, and 3. The first stitch is always not wrong. It's the other ones. Okay, let's see what else is there. Nalbinding is how is the elves made mithril. Do you buy that?
They're elves, so yeah, probably.
No, I think they're completely correct. And the Oh God is the god of hangovers. How's that alcohol going? He's got gin and everything going there. Did you see the picture of him? No, I don't think you did. He sent me a picture that he was bringing the alcohol back from Vinnapola, and it's very safe and secure. I told him safety first. It's in the child carrier seat with the strapped in and everything. Yeah, no, you wouldn't want that. And did yeah, actually, that's a good question, Garcia wonders. Did the Vikings actually have chainmail?
Well, the debate is on how common it was. There is one almost complete chainmail from the Jarmenbu grave, the same one with the helmet.
The helmet, yeah.
So I think it was probably pretty rare because it would be horrendously expensive. But it was probably more common than archaeology gives us the impression of. Because one thing with the chainmail is that when you first have it, it is almost infinitely repairable. Even if somebody, the last owner, was killed spectacularly by multiple stab wounds, it's just a matter of making a few more rings to fix it.
Yeah.
And a chainmail would be useful on European battlefields up until around the year 1600. Arguably, you could say it was useful up until the Napoleonic Wars, so early 1800s. But after that, gunpowder weapons are so much everywhere, and they will punch through it with no problem whatsoever. They are effective against weapons like the saber and the spear. And they were still kind of important until maybe the Franco-Prussian War of the 1880s. If I had the option of fighting in the American Civil War, for instance, with or without a chainmail, I would put on the chainmail. I'd probably die anyway, because I would most likely be shot, but there are still people running around with sabers, and something that stops the saber blow would be worth the extra weight, so to speak.
If you were worshipping the god Karin, goddess Karin, you wouldn't die though.
Would you needlebind me an armor?
That's right. Mithril.
I'm hoping you're not using that stitch.
Not this. Oh, I see what you did there. Well deserved, by the way. It's actually working out. Okay, so now I will show what I did here on our wonderful table. Usually I will put a tablecloth on this thing because it, oops, sorry. Other way and down. It's a very messy table. We got kids up like this. Okay, there's the first loop. Oops, sorry. Gotta single my yarn here. First loop, second loop, and there's all my loops in the back. So second loop, twist, grab the 3 on the right. If I can do this without looking through a camera. 3. 1, 2, 3. So now I have 4 with including the twisted loop and then back through again. I have a tendency to take it off my thumb. Second loop, twist it, and then go back through the 3 on the right. I'm gonna have to make something with this stitch now. And then finish off like finish in the front. That's a new word. Okay, there we go. Second loop, twist.
I should get my mind out of the gutter, definitely.
Just a blob of rust. I like that.
Finish
So
off like the finish in the French.
Look, that's what it's supposed to look like. Ta-da! No big ass loop in the background. I can be taught. Of course, I'm going to pick this out because this wool is really nice. You know what? This would be kind of fun to do this all in this really thin yarn. But you can see how the yarn moves underneath it there anyway. But I definitely did it right. I definitely did it right now. That's right. Yay! That's right. More cheers. Come on, people. I did this one wrong for 2 weeks in a row. And the first was super fat yarn and now was super thin yarn. But I did it. Anyway, I did it. Okay, we can do another damn stitch next week. There we go. See, now I'm getting the comments. And then I had to pull it tight. I would probably, this start might not have been the best one for it, but I can cut that away. There we go. Okay, I'm feeling like I've got enough praise now. Huzzah! Huzzah, Brian Huffman. Thank you. Okay, now we can flip back and see what I missed out on, chat. I don't know which stitch to try next week. We'll see. Let's see. Bring this back up so we're getting a little taller again. And then we're probably almost out of time. So what do you think? Do you think we can manage to be on time? No, I'll be on time next week, or do I need to push it back to 6:30?
I'm not sure. It kind of depends on what's going on.
Yeah, we got a full schedule this time.
But the worst case scenario is that I am going to be late. You
Yeah.
can probably...
Well, the thing is, usually I can use my lunch break to make a link, but I have not had time to take lunch the last 3 Saturdays. So then the link gets made so late that it's literally made when I'm supposed to be on.
As far as I know,
The
right
goddess Karin has done it.
As far as I know right now, we only have a school to deal with next Saturday, and
Yeah.
they're gone long before YouTube.
Okay, so maybe we try one more time at 6 o'clock, but don't freak out if I'm not on yet. It means I'm working on it. Long read. We can do longer read. That one I can do. That's easy. That one's 4 loops behind the thumb. It's finished. But that would actually be.
This bear is actually growing on me.
You liking that one? We didn't get to see the can properly. There you go, Anne. Belgian beer.
I still think it's a little bit too mild, but it's like I want more, so
Actually,
it's working.
it's for the Belgian beer. Netherlands.
So it's from the Belgian part of the Netherlands.
Apparently, the Belgian Abbey beer is consistent of Dutch monks, or maybe it's an. I don't know. It says Belgian. I mean,
Yeah, but
no,
then,
it says Netherlands.
Apparently, Belgian is like a style of bear. Torben probably knows more about this than I do.
It is recommended to use the contents directly after opening the package. Don't delay. Okay, let's see if there's anything else I missed here. I think because we're just about out of time. It looks like Gordon, I want to say, but because it's Hue Garden. But anyway, the OE in Norwegian would be and AA would be like your name, Ordal.
Yeah.
Wait, why do some people spell A with a circle over it, Ordal with A with a circle over it, but your family decided to just screw the circle and go with 2 A's?
It's an old name.
So his name is Karl Ordal, but it's spelled AARDAL.
If the name was invented now, it would be spelled with the Norwegian O letter. But either because they didn't have that letter or because they didn't like to use it, in old things you would see the word, every word that wants to use that letter, like the Norwegian word på, meaning on, would be spelled PAA.
That was Anna Taylor, by the way, who was making the rings. Okay, so that's how?
In one of my previous jobs, I was working at County Records, and one of the things I did was to go through really old photographs and find the metadata for the photographs. And it's kind of like a switch in the year 1912. before 1912, you don't see the word letter O at all. It's patur,
Patur.
meaning potur.
Oh yeah, patur, out on, like out for a walk.
Yes. But after the year 1912, he writes, it's the same guy writing, but he writes with the modern letters as we see them now. It's kind of funny because he's one of the guys in, one of the first hobby photographers in Norway. And he was working for the Norwegian Coastal Service. So he is making docks, and he's traveling around the entire coast of Norway. And before 1912, everything he does is completely impossible to read. And after that, it's clear as day. So he basically writes modern Norwegian after 1912. But he started taking photographs in, I believe it was 1906.
Yeah. See, by the way, you got Karin Okra here. Karin is like mine, but with an E. That's the way my name should be spelled, actually. But her last name, A-A-K-R-O, or no, A-A-K-R-E. And that's why I keep wanting to say Okra. But it could be Akra, it could be... Yeah, anyway, because of the A-A in his name, A-A is another way of writing A with a circle over it, which is pronounced O. Yeah. Like Minnesota.
Depends. I think that's pronouncing double A's.
Yep.
As O, I think that's a Norwegian thing. I don't think you see it, maybe Denmark and Sweden, but I don't think you see it outside of that.
I'm gonna show it one more time because I don't think I'm going to make anything with a stitch anytime soon. I need to stick with fast stitches. But I like it. It actually isn't that bad when we start getting used to it. Next week, longer read. I can do this one. I don't even have to do homework. Okay, 6-ish. I like the way that Garcia writes it. See you next week, 6-ish on Saturday. So if I'm running a little late, I'm sorry, and that'll be the last time we start at 6 for a while.
There's no reason you shouldn't be on time on Saturday.
I've got lots of excuses today. I was talking about tea towels with a lady from Lithuania. So, see you next week. She was very nice, by the way.
Tea towels?
Tea towels. She was actually the person who was the tour operator for your group. They wanted to make things on commission in the shop and wanted to know what we needed, if we could want anything with linen. Talking about bedding and stuff. And I said, we don't have any room for bedding and stuff. People can't get that stuff home. But we have a crap ton of people, especially from England, asking for tea towels because if they collect it like the Americans do with the thimbles, the spoons, people collect magnets, postcards, tea towels. But it has to be, I told her she's got to do some hand embroidering or something.
Am I an uncultured swine for asking what the fuck is a tea towel?
Nope, I had to ask Brit Boy in there, Greg. I'm like, Greg, what in the hell's a tea towel? Oh, it's a dish towel for drying. Okay, anyway, but we'll see what she comes up with. Bye-bye. Have a good weekend. Beware of the Mercury retrograde. Oh, crap, that's why it was late. And Mr. Tea Time for Torben. See you next Saturday. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Ending.